bing, ba-da-bop.
Cappy,
Yo!
you ruined Lindsay's great Simpsons-style voice.
Yeah.
You were a little overzealous on the megaphone thing.
Yeah, I didn't know what was coming.
Wacky radio bits.
Oh, you do that good, Mase.
Yeah.
Are we going to have
gotta
any wacky radio bits today?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You got to let the imaging finish. Christopher gets very upset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to let us finish.
Stepped right on top of it, didn't I?
You did. I mean,
I know, but when he said that special edition of Super Playoff Crosstalk, I was like, I got all excited. Super Playoff Crosstalk. You know?
I know, but you got, we couldn't hear, we heard you yelling Love Boat, but you couldn't really hear Lindsay, and then it sounded all muffled. Like, come on.
Let's do the whole thing over again. Let's just read
No, don't do the whole thing over at this
But it's a long one.
It's
It
a
is
really
a
long.
long.
How
You're right. We don't need that again.
about the
Wacky
last 10
radio
seconds?
bits.
Can we get the last 10 seconds of it?
It's not
Let's do it. Super Playoff Crosstalk.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha ha!
Super Playoff Crosstalk right now.
That
I like
voice
the
is
laugh at the end.
fantastic. Yeah. It's very Simpsons-esque. Actually.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah. How are you, Mase?
I'm excited, man. I'm so excited for the game tonight. Yeah. I
And
feel
you
like
just
this.
can't hide it?
This is a win tonight. I can
Big
feel
time.
It.
Okay.
Big
The win tonight is right.
Get the split in Denver. Mm-hmm. Come back. Win 2. Game 6. Lights out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and what does it really matter? Like, once they win tonight, then the whole idea of being disappointed that they didn't win game 1, which had been the recipe in the previous 2 series, who cares? It's over. Come back with a split. The goal is come back with a split at the very least. You can try and get greedy should you win game 1, but come back with a split. And that's what they got to do tonight.
Right. That is the goal. And look, if you look at the Lakers, this postseason, after a loss, they've won every one of those games.
There
and
you
they've won
go.
them by double digits.
Proof.
4 times it's happened, 4 double-digit appearances, and that's the third most in a single postseason in NBA history behind the Heat and the Warriors. So,
Okay, so the numbers are telling us that they're going to win tonight based on coming off a loss.
The numbers of their resilience or resiliency, rather, this postseason, yeah, that they should win this game. Now, if they happen to lose this game, I think they're in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, I don't want to be down 0-2. I don't want to be down 0-2.
But even if they were to find themselves down 0-2, which I don't think will happen, number
over.
one, but it's still not even over because, George, the point that you're making about how good Denver has been at home so far in the postseason, unbeaten, can't we also say the same for the Lakers?
For sure, yeah.
So even if they were to go down 0-2, then come back and the pattern stays and they tie it 2-2, at some point you just have to win one game in Denver.
Right. Now, let me ask you this, though. How about I phrase it to you this way? Let's say that they do happen to lose tonight.
Okay.
Do you think they can beat them 4 out of the next 5?
That's tough.
Very good team. That's really what you're looking at. Yeah.
Very, very good team. Yeah, I think everybody slept on Denver all year long. I mean, they were the number 1
Not
seed.
me, brother.
Yeah, I think I did. I looked at I looked at Denver as not intimidating as a 1 seed. And you won't hear me say this very often. I was wrong.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was wrong.
It's a nice admission.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. By the way, there's no harm in saying you're wrong. I mean, we all come on here every day and say a bunch of stuff, and we're bound to get about 50% of it right and 50% of it wrong.
I'm a little lower,
in some
Mase.
cases more.
Yeah, Mase, I'm like a 20-80 guy.
Right.
Like 20 right, 80 wrong. You know?
Yeah.
And then what I do is I really, really brag about my 20
Sure.
because it's so infrequent. George, I'm going to give you probably more of like a 70-30 guy, right,
yeah,
wrong?
I would agree.
But George really likes to brag about how right he is, which is practically every day, and he rarely likes.
70% is really
Yeah,
impressive.
that's too high. That's
Okay,
too high.
62%.
I love
No.
Sedano, but
Okay, 54%.
I mean, I'm right a lot. I would say 96.4, actually.
I'm 50% right 100% of the time.
Hey, nice job by you. Very
Yeah,
nice.
thank you.
Very good.
Yeah.
But I think tonight, I will just say this to you guys, that in game 1, it really was the Nuggets come out in the opening half with all the energy and they're well rested and they've got their home crowd, etc. And they come out in half number 1 and they look unbeatable. And then in half number 2, the Lakers come out and they score the same number of points. We were like, Denver scored 72 points in the first half. Lakers did that in the second half. It literally was a 3-point game with 2 minutes and change to go. And if you really go back to game 1 and you think about it, there were 2 big, long 3 balls. Murray hit one
at the end of the clock, yeah,
and at the end of the third quarter. And so when you really think about it, for as bad as it looked early and as much as the Lakers were down 19, 20, 21 points, to have the game to 3 points with 2 minutes to go, that to me is what this series is. It's not the first half of what happened on Tuesday night.
I think the issue here is, though, that the assumption is, the Nuggets overplayed, out-exceeded, I guess.
Right. In other words, they're not going to duplicate what they did in game 1 because they hit on so many, 55% from the field and 47% from 3, and Jokic went nuts, and that's unlikely to happen again, that theory.
Right. But according to ESPN stats and info,
facts.
The Lakers actually were the ones that outperformed their usual performance more so than even the Nuggets did. According to their shot attempts and things of that nature.
Yeah, the Lakers shot 55% from the field too.
Well, right. It doesn't really surprise me. I mean, the Lakers went crazy in the second half. I think that Denver, I think, had this monster performance, and the Lakers came back and duplicated it in the second half, and that's why this is a 52-48 series. That's why this is a toss-up series. It's why it's number 1-0 versus number 1D, because it should be that close. I think.
Yeah. Well, the thing I love is that everybody now knows that all they have to do is switch Hachimura onto Jokic, and the Lakers will win.
Well, but that's also easy.
It is.
That's easy to figure out too.
I'm being sarcastic.
I got your sarcasm, Mase.
I was being sarcastic.
I understood the sarcasm.
Everybody knows that at this point.
Well,
obviously,
I'm sorry.
Michael Malone has figured it out too.
Yeah, Michael Malone is. I like him. He's a little like. Both coaches have a little sauce to them. You know what I mean? And their personalities in those post-game press conferences.
So on 55 Denver possessions, when Davis was the primary defender on Jokic, he shot 66% from the field.
This is good, Mase. Keep going, Mase.
When Hachimura covered him in the fourth quarter,
go ahead.
Denver shot just 20% from the field. Jokic shot 20%.
Those are some really fancy looking
sassy
statistics.
Stats is what we call them.
Those are nice, but I mean, we also understand that the number of times that Anthony Davis defended against Jokic versus the number of times that Rui did,
yes,
big difference.
I believe there was it was either 6 minutes or 8 minutes. Hachimura was on Jokic, so it was a very limited sample size.
Right.
Cappy, you're absolutely right.
That's right. So I would say this, and George, I wonder if you're hearing anything quite yet, being there sitting on the floor in Denver.
Oh yeah.
Is there any word yet on the official Laker starting lineup tonight? Have you heard anything on that?
But I would assume my guess is D'Lo's in, Schroeder's out, Hachimura's in.
I would guess the same.
Yeah, if I had to guess, that would probably be it.
Although
we'll find out.
Ireland said at your big fancy dinner last night, which we should talk about, which included Slee.
Oh yeah, Slee was there.
That McMenamin had an idea that he's not reporting it, but had an idea that it may be Vanderbilt that slides into the starting lineup.
Not a bad idea.
Ooh, I wouldn't play Vanderbilt.
I wouldn't either. He's a negative offensively.
You know what, though? I wouldn't be opposed to starting him just because he was part of the starting 5 going back to the series against Memphis and really was part of the starting 5 earlier in the year. I would say that Vanderbilt, I wouldn't be opposed to it, is all I'm saying, because it's another 6'8", 220 guy that at least you can throw a body and some fouls his way. Because I think he only played Vanderbilt, 10 minutes in game 1. So I'm looking for anybody that I can find that might have some fresh legs for me. There are guys on this roster who've not contributed yet who still may, I think.
Although they're still going to play with a super tight rotation. I mean, they only played 8 guys the other night. I'd be surprised if they expand that rotation at all tonight, right, George?
I would not expand the rotation. No, I would not expect that.
Yeah, I would.
I think that the same guys would play. I just think their minutes could be jumbled up differently.
Yeah, I still feel like in this series, and it could be tonight just because, again, this is night 2 of 2 out of 3 nights and still in altitude, and even though the body is probably a little bit more conditioned, it just wouldn't surprise me if you get a couple of minutes out of Wenyen Gabriel just to throw him out there for some fouls. Just a little bit more size.
No, dude. Wenyen Gabriel is going to get worked in 2 seconds if he's out in this series.
Hey, George, I saw AD get worked in less than 2 seconds.
I get it, but he also is not a net. He's not a net negative on offense. AD's arguably your best player.
I'm just saying that.
I don't know if it's arguable even.
No, but defensive help.
This is not the series to do that, though.
Look, all I'm saying is 8 guys played. There are a few other guys still on this team that could potentially contribute that we're not counting on.
Cappy's like a mad scientist. He's juggling the
That's right. I am.
rotation.
Hey, Mace, I'm finding minutes for Malik Beasley.
Yes.
I could understand. I could understand if there was like foul trouble or something like that. Then sure, of course you'll see Wenyen Gabriel. But if there's not, I just think that at this stage of the season, the majority of coaches and organizations believe in the mantra of less is more. Like, like Pat Riley used to say, you play 8, you trust 7. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I think that's kind of the mantra of the way most coaches coach in the playoffs.
They both played 8, by the way. Denver and the Lakers both played 8 players.
That's
tight
it.
Rotations.
And that barring foul trouble or injury, I would not expect that much more.
You don't want to use Cappy's Wenyen Gabriel plan?
You guys are underestimating my resume. You guys are really underestimating the back-to-back-to-back titles that I won with the 12-year-old team at the Jewish Community Center, and I coached the hell out of that team. And sometimes I had to look down the bench and find somebody that could give me a spark.
Somebody give me 6 fouls.
That could be Darvin Ham tonight looking down at Wenyen going, yo, Wenyen, get out there and do something.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't say Mo Bamba at that point. You know what I mean? He hasn't played in 3 months.
I trust Wenyen based on what I saw this year.
I think if we see Wenyen, it means we're up 30.
Or down 30.
Or down 30, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, underestimating my coaching creativity.
All right, coming up next, let's get into the dinner. Let's get into the East.
Yeah.
I told you guys there's going to be a coaching
Let's get into who you see in the arena right now, too.
Let's see if you can tell us about any security guys you've had dinner with.
Nobody here.
Nobody there at all.
The Lakers' young players are warming up and stuff like that.
Get Max Christie over
Max
here.
Christie available?
Pretty sure he's busy right now. Actually,
Okay.
like right in front of me. So yeah, there's that. But we'll get into all that stuff. But Cappy, first tell them about Yamava.
Oh, it'd be my absolute pleasure. I mean, we're talking about all these playoffs, man, and basketball. And when you think about the postseason, you think about the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the guy who's got 6 rings, the guy who has 5 MVPs. I just say little titles of games, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I say the shrug, you see the shrug. I say the flu game, you remember where you were. There's only one MJ. And Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving you the chance to walk on air with the ultimate prize package of up to $500,000 in prizes. In this month of May, and here we are on the 18th of May, and in the next month of June, play for your chance to win a PSA 10 MJ rookie card, iconic sneakers, and free play at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Visit the website yamava.com for more information. Yamava, that's YAAMAVA, Yamava.com for details. You must be 21. Always gamble responsibly, please, okay? And hey, 710 listeners, you are the winners at Yamava.
Travis and
And it is Super Playoff Crosstalk. By the way, Cappy, you know I love you more than anybody. I mean, sort of. But don't step on the imaging, homeboy. This ain't San Diego, man. It is National Visit Your Relatives Day. And you know Mase has been waiting to be able to come out of one of these rejoins on this day. Back in 1985, I think Mase played this as a current, as we call it. Simple Minds. Don't you forget about me. Or don't forget about Mason in Ireland. Super Playoff Crosstalk continues right now.
Oh, great song.
Such a great song. Simple Minds. Excellent description for the Mason and Ireland show. Simple Minds.
But
Yeah.
don't you hear this
By the way,
song? Don't you just see, was it Judd Nelson?
Judd.
What's
Yeah,
his name?
Judd Nelson. Yeah.
Nelson, yes.
It's the last scene of The Breakfast Club, and he's walking away from the school, remember?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I see.
Who were you in the Breakfast Club, Captain?
Who do you think I was?
You were probably the good kid.
Well, I was Emilio Estevez.
You were Emilio. Wasn't he the good kid?
He was like the cool, sporty guy.
Yeah, I was definitely Judd Nelson's character.
Oh, really?
I was the stoner kid.
Oh. How about you, George? Who were you?
You know, I vaguely remember the movie and their detention scene all day, but like I don't remember what character was what, other than Judd Nelson being the stoner and Emilio Estevez being the jock. So I don't remember what the other characters.
I would say that you were probably Anthony Michael Hall.
I was very young when that movie came out.
Yes.
Like, I was probably like 7.
I was 8. I was 8.
Stop, Mace.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Stop, Mace.
So weird. We're approximately at the same age.
So Mason, the dinner went well last night.
Yeah.
Michael took care of business. We're very thankful for Michael to picking up the bill. Let's just say it was a lot.
Where'd you go?
My guess, just based. Did Ireland tell you where we went?
No, he did not name the restaurant.
Okay, then I won't do that.
Okay.
Because we may want to go back there.
Oh, okay.
They won't let
so-
you back
And you
in
don't
if
want a
mention
crowd
it?
and paparazzi and stuff like that?
No,
When you go back?
because we had a private area, so I want to make sure that
I did hear
that
it's a
stays there.
private room, and that when you guys got there, Michael was sitting by himself in the private room.
Yeah, because we didn't know he was in there. Because I waited. I texted Trudell when I got to the lobby, and I was at the bar watching the game last night, and then Sliwa showed up, and I was pleasantly surprised to see Sliwa there because I know there was some chatter that he wasn't going to be there. And then we walked over, and Michael was sitting there by himself, in the room with no TV. So Trudell brought down his iPad, and we were able to watch the game, the rest of the game.
Was it an Italian restaurant?
It was not. It was like
Then
more
why
of
are
a
we
steak
playing the
place.
Godfather music?
What kind of restaurant was it, George?
It was more of a steak place.
Steak place.
Okay.
I hear the crab bisque was excellent.
It was out of control good. Michael made that selection. Michael made a number of selections for the dinner, and I was blown away by all of them. But the crab bisque, you put a little pepper in that thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Wait,
it
I
was
have a
out
question.
of control.
Are
But-
you saying that Michael designed the menu?
No. He picked stuff off the menu for us to have.
Did he order for the table?
No, I mean we all picked our own entrees, but he ordered stuff. Yeah, like he gave us ideas for appetizers and soups and salads and things of that nature. So we let him pick the soups and the salads and the apps. And then the desserts. We also let him pick the desserts too.
So
They were
how
all-
many
The only
whiskeys?
thing we picked was the entrees.
How many whiskey sours did John Ireland have?
No, it was all wine. We all had
wine.
Michael ordered some bottles of Camus for us.
Beautiful.
And
Ordered Camus
and we
at the
had some
restaurant?
wine.
He didn't bring Camus? He ordered him at the restaurant?
Yeah.
Oy vey. Ugh.
Well, you would never pay for those bottles at the
George,
restaurant. I know we
George,
know that.
you know what I would do. I would, first of all, go to a friend's house. Mm-hmm. I would take a couple of bottles of Camus from somebody's wine cellar. Mm-hmm. I would then talk to the management of the restaurant in advance so that I didn't have to pay the corkage fee. I mean, I would be doing everything I could to. I mean, I don't want to pay for Camus in a restaurant.
How
They're
would
gonna
you?
jack me.
How would you waive the corkage fee? The corkage fee is part of the deal.
I'd have to talk to somebody, Mace. I'm not saying I could do it, but I might be able to.
Yeah. So it was. It was Michael, BT, Brad Turner, John, Sliwa, Trudell, McMiniman, and myself.
How many people is that total?
7, I believe.
7 people total. And Mace, I'm going to tell you right now, price point last night for a dinner of this magnitude, private room, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to say minimum price point per person, $250.
Per person?
I think you're low, personally, but just based on what I saw on the menu. But Michael was very generous yesterday.
Now, do you guys do the thing when you drink wine where you go and you sort of aerate it while it's in your mouth. Do you ever do that?
No, I just drink the
That's
wine.
a common thing. A lot of wine-ophiles do that.
No, wine
Yeah,
aficionados.
you would know as someone who couldn't
Right.
who couldn't tell the difference between Camus and 2 Buck Chuck.
Hey, George, I have one question, though, about
Yeah.
this dinner. So is
Yes.
this like a rotating thing where it's like, okay, so this was Michael, next one is Ireland, next one is Sedano, next one is Trudell.
So, well, we said we'll do another one. We won't do it in LA because everybody lives in LA. But if we come back to Denver, we said that the ESPN guys would get the next one.
Okay, so that's you, Ireland, Sliwa,
McMiniman
and McMiniman.
and Ireland and Sliwa. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody do this? No, so nobody did the secret. Go to the waiter and pay for it, and without anybody
No,
knowing,
Michael
then come back
said
to
he
the
had
table.
it.
Oh, that's
No,
very nice
No,
of him.
Michael said he had it.
Ireland says
So
he's the most
we-
generous man in the world.
He is very generous. I'm telling you, Cappy, you're low on that price point per person.
I am, huh? So, okay. So even if it was 300.
Just
Seven
based on
people.
my observations on when we saw the menu, because they had prices on it.
Did Mile High Slee sort of fit into the group?
He
Or
did.
was-
He did great.
Because he's not quite in. He's like in between being not in the league and in the
Well,
league.
Lindsay,
right?
Oh, no,
Lindsay had a
Mace.
good. Lindsay had a good anecdote on that. Lindsay, what did you call it when I told you he was there?
Oh, I said it was, what did I say was his initiation? Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, graduation. Yeah.
He's
yeah,
in the
graduation.
league now.
That's what it was. He graduated. He's in
Yeah.
the league.
Mace,
Graduated
he's in
the big
league
boy
now.
dinner. Yeah, he's in.
I mean, if you're on the road, because as the pregame, halftime, postgame guy, it's not enough to stay in LA and just watch it on TV.
Yeah.
You're actually there. You're setting the scene. It's important for Slee to be in the house. George, listen, I'm not one to put Slee into the league. I'm not in the league to make him a made man. But you tell me, George, are you going to vouch for Slee and put him in the league?
Slee's in the league now.
Wow.
Yep. See,
That's
George is a
huge.
made man. As a made man, he brought him in.
Anybody ever get whacked?
I didn't bring him in.
Oh, who brings
He's a
him
made
in?
man. Anybody ever get whacked?
I mean, Michael
Out of the
invited
league?
him, so I'm assuming. I mean, he went on the road. Being on the road is a big part of this. If you don't go on the road, to Lindsay's point, Lindsay, what do you say? It's like halfway, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And then once you're on the road, and then you get the invite to like the group dinner, and Michael pays,
Right.
you're
Forget
in.
it. Right. You're in.
It's like he took his face and kissed it.
Oh, did he?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hands on each.
Yeah,
cheek.
yeah, exactly.
That.
Like, oh, you're in. You're
Cosa
officially in
Nostra.
you're officially in the league now.
Let me tell you something, Slee. You're in the league now. Don't betray the family.
He's in the
George,
family.
That's what it
George, what
sounded
was your
like.
entree, George? I want to know what your entree was since Michael did the appetizers and the wine and the dessert. Which entree?
BT and I both had ribeyes last night. Everyone else
ribeyes,
has fillets, I believe.
Of course, I'm low at $250 a person. I didn't know you had a ribeye.
Ribeye's
Yeah.
all
And I
out.
think the other guys did fillets for the most part.
The petite
So-
filet.
Those guys took it easy on Michael. You, on the other hand, went for what's the most expensive thing on the menu. I like that.
Well, I asked the waiter which steak do you recommend, and he said the ribeye. So BT and I are like, all right, give me a ribeye.
The ribeye includes
all right.
everything, right? It includes the New York and the filet, right? Is that what a ribeye
Yeah,
is?
it's like two. No, that's a T-bone, 2 steaks.
Oh, okay.
It's got the marbling in it, so it's a little fatty. It's got the fat
got the
marbling
fat.
in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah,
like ribeyes.
It's got the fat.
I like the fat marbling is good.
I don't. I like the fillet. That's my
it's
steak.
delicious. You know
Did,
what? I used to be a filet guy, and then I got used to ribeyes, and I'm like, ooh, having the little extra fat is nice.
Hey, George, did Michael Thompson, at any time during this dinner, this powerhouse get-together, did he
Yeah.
offer
Oh,
the...
I will
Yeah.
say this
Yeah.
before you go. Trudell asked Slee. He put Slee on the spot, kind of like we do, Cappy.
What'd he say?
He asked him for his 7-10 host rankings.
No, really?
Ooh.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
qualifications on, like, what does that mean? Like, is it Slee's
The only
favorite?
thing, obviously, he couldn't include himself.
Yeah.
Ireland
But
is last.
Trudell put him on the spot, and he gave us his. Now, I don't know if I can reveal those rankings without his permission.
Of course you can.
You
This
can
is
100%
super
you
duper
can.
I don't
playoff
know.
mega cross.
I feel like that's an in the family thing.
Yeah,
Nah.
it's part of being in the family.
Nah,
Is
it's just
Trudell
like
there
the name
right
of the
now?
restaurant. The name of the restaurant you should have told us
Trudell
also.
is not here, but I'll text Slee. I'll
Yeah.
text Slee and ask him, can I reveal? It's up to him. If he says yes, that's fine. If he says no, then no.
But is it his favorite on-air host, like as he's a listener, or is it his favorite person at the station? Like, what was the qualification?
It was just he was asked who are the best hosts on the station.
Oh, my
and rank
goodness.
Yes, I don't take any offense wherever I rank.
Unless you rank first.
Mason, you would be happy, is what I would say.
Oh, nice.
That's my only hint.
How about me, George? Am I happy or am I upset? Am I embarrassed? Doesn't sound good. Does not sound good at all. Sounds like I came in last. Hey, listen, Ireland should be dead last. That's all I know.
Why?
If I came in behind Ireland, then I got a problem.
Why should Ireland be dead last?
Because he took the trophy and threw it, and that really upset Sliwa.
It was a wacky radio bit.
No, it was personal. It was personal. And Sliwa owes Ireland, and if Sliwa put Ireland ahead of me, then we're going to have some problems.
Wow. Like what?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. What kind of problems we got? I don't know yet. Have some issues.
Going to be problems.
Could be major problems. HR.
You're going to HR now.
I'm going HR.
All right, so I text him. So we'll find out. But coming up next, let's do this. As we wait for Slee to either give the blessings or not, we didn't get into last night's game. Huge mismatch in the coaching. The Celtics, the hated Celtics, in big trouble potentially now. We'll get to that. Plus Game 2 here in Denver. I'm here. Mase and Cappy are back in Southern California. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
The home of
Well, Michael, I promised you, if the Lakers won this game and gave us Mother's Day off, that in honor of Mother's Day, I would tell a Yo Mama joke. Are you ready?
Better be a good one.
All right, you can be the judge. Yo Mama is so silly that she spent 5 hours staring at a glass of orange juice because it said concentrate on the package.
Oh, I like that. Yo Mama is so old that when she went to the Grand Canyon, it was a ditch. How about that one?
ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station. This is Super Playoff Crosstalk.
Yes, indeed. Super Playoff Crosstalk on a Thursday. Don't forget, the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off 4 p.m. with Sliwa, who was at that big dinner last night with John and might go and shit on him. Tip-off at 5:30 from Denver. Here all of it, your Lakers playoff station, 710 ESPN. It is National No Dirty Dishes Day. And on this day in 1996, the number one hit. Let me do my John Ireland voice. Bone Thugs and Harmony. The Crossroads, yo.
Hey, Mase. Hey, Mase, I think I got something here.
Super Playoff Crosstalk continues right now.
Love this song.
Yeah. The Super Playoff Crosstalk for you right there, Georgie.
The Crossroads on Super Crosstalk.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
What?
Oh,
Why are you
guys,
hell-yang?
You guys see AD walking into the arena yet tonight?
No.
Oh,
how are you seeing it?
Oh, heel to the year.
What
I
are you
don't know if I'm
watching?
really.
What
I'm
are you,
watching.
Where are you seeing AD walk into the arena?
I am watching the ESPN Los Angeles Twitter feed.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, I'm not even sure that this is really tonight. But
It's just him walking, right?
But it's him walking in.
It's a gift from some game.
It's actually
from
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Well, I really don't know. You should look at it and tell me what you guys think. If you guys think it's tonight, George, you would know if Ball Arena, if that's what it looks like. But I mean, LeBron chilling.
I don't know if they've arrived. I know the early guys are here, but I don't know if anybody else.
Oh, Mase, you would love this. AD's wearing this like black and red and white and green Gucci sweater.
They are here.
Oh,
that's them today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mase, you know how you and me would like those Shannon Sharp sweaters?
I love those Shannon Sharp sweaters.
This is something that Shannon Sharp would have to have. Mine would not say Gucci. Mine would be like Gucci rather than Gucci.
Right.
You know, like I'd have the
knockoff.
I'd have the knockoff, exactly.
Yeah, I want one of them. I think Shannon's was Bensegula. Was that
Balenciaga?
Oh, there you go. I knew it was one of those.
You don't want Balenciaga.
No.
You don't?
Scandalous. Scandalous.
Scandalous?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, though. 80 comes walking in looking just fire, right? But in front of AD is my man. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I think this guy's going to have a big night tonight.
Yeah.
I think D'Angelo Russell, I'm thinking D'Angelo Russell's going to come out tonight and do what we've seen him do, which is have a big night offensively. 20, 22 points, somewhere in that neighborhood. I like what D'Angelo Russell's wearing tonight, like a white leather jacket, some very loose-fitting, linen-y kind of pants, greenish pants, white tank top, looking good, dog.
Oh, I just saw the sweater. That is a great sweater right there.
Right?
Yeah, that is a great sweater.
Him and LeBron always wear great sweaters, like specifically the sweaters and the cardigans. I've noticed.
Yeah. Cardigans are very underrated.
Very
I think,
versatile.
Mase, you should go cardigan instead of that camouflage thing you got going on today. The black and white, gray camouflage.
Am I on YouTube?
You've been on YouTube all day.
Oh, for God's sake.
No one told you?
Mase was wearing a cardigan the one day and I asked how it looked and if I thought it was reversible. And I was like, well, considering you could see the stitching on the outside, no, I don't think so.
That was Ireland's idea that it was reversible.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
Well, the guys look good tonight. The guys look good. They look pregame ready.
Yep.
Speaking of looking good, last night Boston did not look good in the third quarter. Oh my! They got trounced in that third quarter. And the hilarious part of this, I don't know if any of you guys saw the post game, but this is when you can tell. And I told you guys the other night we were talking about this. Like, I think it's the biggest coaching mismatch in the entire playoffs. And granted, Boston is the more talented team, but Eric Spoelstra is like Neo in the Matrix right now when it comes to coaching. And because he's seen it all, and he's already, like, even before then, he was kind of like already lauded as one of the better guys in regards to schematics. And Joe Mazzulla, after the game, was so defiant when he was asked, because the Heat scored 46 points in the third quarter to the Celtics 25. And the media just asked him, like, hey, man, how come you didn't call any timeouts like during that run, other than the TV timeouts that were scheduled? And he's like, well, I called 2 in the first quarter. And the guy was like, well, but what happened in the third quarter? That's what the run happened. And he was just like, continued just talking about, like, I called the timeouts when I needed to call them. And it's like, yo, you're not Phil Jackson, bro. You can't just let guys play through this. You don't have Shaq and Kobe and Rick Fox and Derek Fisher out there, you know?
It's the old let him work it out Phil Jackson routine, right?
Yeah, but they're not those guys, and he's certainly not Phil.
No, but that is really what he was saying after the game last night, because when they're like, yo, so what happened here? And he's like, hey, we lost our purpose in the third quarter. And he kept going back to it was only a third quarter thing, you know? And he really, I thought, George, I was like, wow, he's a guy who's not talking strategy. He's a guy who's talking effort. And he kind of felt like his team came out in the second half and didn't have it in the third quarter, because really Spoelstra was saying, hey, look, you know, we had 11 turnovers and we gave up 40 points in the paint and we're only down 9 points. We're kind of feeling pretty good about ourselves.
Yeah, 100%. And then so but the thing to me was when he was asked about it, he's like, well, we won 3 out of 4 quarters. Well, bro, that's not how this works, though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter how many quarters you won. You got to win the game.
Right, but that's kind of looking at the Lakers. I'm like, well, they won one half and they lost one half. You know,
but that
now
don't mean anything.
Yeah.
No, it
gotta
means you
win
lose the game.
You got to win the number at the end.
Yeah, it means you lose the game. But that's why I'm telling you guys, I actually don't feel like bad about the game one loss because it really was they played great in the first half. The Lakers played great in the second half.
Really, you could split it up even further. You could say the Lakers played really badly in the first quarter because they fell into a really deep hole, and they were digging their way out the entire time. Did they win 3 quarters or did they win 2 quarters?
They won 2 quarters.
Yeah, 2 quarters. But and yeah, it doesn't. Hey, I'll throw something at you, Sedano. Chris Mannix. You know Chris, right?
Yeah.
He tweeted this last night. He said, Jimmy Butler is the closest thing to Kobe Bryant playing today. Gets to his spots, gets to the free throw line, gets defenders out of position with ball fakes. Monster game and a monster postseason for Butler. What do you think?
And what I would also add, while Kobe was obviously more naturally gifted than Jimmy is, Jimmy is I feel like if Kobe were around, Kobe would love Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy's story is incredible. I don't know how much you guys know about Jimmy Butler's story.
No.
Jimmy Butler was homeless as like a preteen.
Wow.
His parents, I don't believe his dad was around, but his mom and him separated at a very young age. He was bouncing from house to house in Texas. And, okay, I'm sure you've seen the movie The Blind Side,
yeah.
right? Very similar scenario. There was a family that took him in from his basketball team in rural parts of Texas that he grew up in outside of Houston. And, he played in junior college before Marquette brought him in, and he was like the 30th pick in the draft. He made himself this. Nobody thought that he was going to be a superstar. And he's turned himself into, particularly in the playoffs, one of the best players there is. And I think the thing that Kobe would love the most about him is that, much like Kobe, he wants to eat your heart out every single game.
Right.
He
That's
wants
it.
to take your soul
That's
every
it.
game.
That if you were to say to me, hey, he's the closest thing to Kobe, you can tell me all the X's and O's basketball strategy stuff you want to sell me on. All I'm talking about is the heart, the desire, the
the bigger
killer.
the game, the better he gets.
Yeah, it was just impressive, man. The guy has had some incredible postseason. But George, here's the one thing about Miami and Boston. Boston loses this game, and everybody kind of asks the same question you did, which is, are they in big trouble now? You realize that that's the 4th game they've lost at home so far in the playoffs. Do you guys, we're talking about Denver is unbeaten at home in the playoffs. The Lakers are unbeaten at home in the playoffs. The Boston Celtics are 500 at home in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're the only team of the ones that are left that have actually lost games at home. And to your point, if you go back 2 postseasons, they've lost 10 games at home in the last 2 postseasons. So I think the big difference here is this is not Ime Udoka's team. Joe Mazzulla is coaching this team differently. And where Udoka was more about like siding for defense, like if he had to lean one way or the other, he was going to go defensive. Mazzulla wants to play offense, and he's got guys like Peyton Pritchard out there getting exposed. So I am curious to see how this stuff works. It's why I think there was already this huge mismatch between the 2 coaches, and now you see the rest of this particular series, and I'm like, Boston is more talented. There's no doubt about that, but they're in a real battle against this team. What up, Tristan? What's up? Yes, sir. You want to say hi to the guys?
Yeah, you should say hi.
ESPN LA.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
Hey,
Yo,
what's going
Tristan,
on,
what's
man?
up, man?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. We're live on the air right now. How you feeling?
That's amazing. I love being live on there. This is better. Yes. Game 2, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get it.
I'm going to get in trouble if you stay on for too long. Tanisha's going to get really mad.
Okay. I apologize.
Yeah, but you can say hi to the guys. So
hi, guys. Go
Hey.
Lakers. Had to set the tone early. Jokic, you got to make it tough for him, and let's keep it going. Lake Nation, we're here.
All right, Tristan. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
Wow.
That's huge.
Man, I wanted to get my Cleveland thing in. Dang it.
There you go.
Great
George,
catch,
this is why I
Sedano.
keep
Tristan,
saying
that never
to you,
happened.
I
I appreciate you, dog.
This is why I keep saying to you,
Exactly.
grab LeBron and let's have the same conversation.
No.
No,
See,
no,
now
no.
he wants me to grab LeBron because I got you on the air to say. I'm like, no. Now you're
How
asking
about
for
AD?
too much.
How about
Yeah.
AD?
Look, Tristan is saying you're asking for too much. Okay?
Yeah,
How about, ask him if AD's too much.
No, AD is
AD
also
is
too
way
much.
too much.
Ask him about D'Angelo.
No,
No,
try
okay,
to get Wenyen Gabriel.
He's talking
How
to
about
a
That's
Lonnie?
your
coach.
guy,
Leave
Cappy.
Tristan alone. He's talking to a coach, okay? Stop.
Lonnie.
No.
I saw Lonnie come in. He was wearing a really cool Kobe T-shirt.
Yeah. So anyway.
How about Rui? Is Rui too much?
You happy now, Cappy?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Hey, listen, with Tristan Thompson, though, I mean, there's a guy who was working for ESPN like 5 weeks ago. Now he's got a Laker jersey on.
Yeah, he was out there with me a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So you heard him. They got to get on Jokic. That's it. That's the move. They got to figure it out.
I think they're going to do that tonight. I think so. And I know what everybody's saying. Well, the Lakers showed their hand. They put Rui on him. Rui kind of had a good fourth quarter against him. And so now the Nuggets know that the Lakers just plan on bringing Rui back, and they're professionals too, and they're going to have an adjustment. Yeah, okay. Then it just comes down to execution.
Well, actually, what is the adjustment to the adjustment?
What is the adjustment to the adjustment if you're
the
Lakers?
If you're Denver, like what's Denver going to do to counter
how about
the whole?
This? I'll tell you on the other side. Can we do that?
Perfect.
All right, that'd be lovely.
I'll tell you on the other side what I think the adjustment to the adjustment will be. I'm going to get a little dorky basketball on you, though. Just warning.
As wonky as you want,
George. Okay. We expect that from you.
All right, we're
radio whiteboard.
We're back in 2 minutes here on 710 ESPN for Super Duper Playoff Crosstalk.
You never have to.
Of Saturday Night Live fame and 30 Rock and other things. Hey, Sedano and Cap, did you know Mason and Ireland have both been to see Saturday Night Live in person? And happy 56th birthday, Rob Bass. Super Playoff Crosstalk continues right now.
I want to rock right now. I'm
Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to write the microphone. I get stupid. I mean outrageous. You stay away from me if you're contagious, because I'm the man.
Be an MC
It takes
is
two.
what I choose. Oh, I'm keeping
I'm
on
waiting for the
going, George.
chorus.
Even the ones that never saw me
like the way that I rhyme at a show. The reason why, man, I don't know. So let's go, cuz.
Mace.
Yeah.
Mace, that is a part of the Sedano and
two.
Cap game.
Yeah. Is to
That
be
the
able to
Mason-
sing along to the rejoints.
Em and I don't have that.
No, we do not.
May not
I mean,
want it. May not
Mason,
want it.
you can do
frankly.
it with the yacht rock if you.
I'll tell you, I hate the yacht rock. I am so friggin' tired of the yacht. And Morales just shoves it down my throat every Tuesday. I'm like, I dread live imaging Tuesday because of yacht rock.
Like, how much yacht rock is there?
Oh, God.
A
Enough
lot.
with
Plenty.
Michael
A
McDonald
lot.
and Gino Manelli
Plenty.
and Kenny Loggins. I mean, my God.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
a lot.
Don't forget about
Carbon date
Orleans.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love the yacht rock. I've been taking a lot of yacht rock classes recently on my Peloton.
No.
Yeah,
That
promise
doesn't
you.
pump you up to ride.
Doesn't need you to pump up. It's just certain rides you don't necessarily want to get pumped up.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. And I got a little soft spot in my heart for the yacht rock every once in a while. And I feel like there it is right there.
Gino
Make
Manelli,
no
right?
mistake where you are.
I feel like it's also a way that Ireland and Chris can, bond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're odd ducks together.
They are odd ducks. You know, Ireland kind of views Christopher as just like the imaging guy, where you and I and Cappy feel like he's a little bit more the heart and soul of the station.
He is.
You know?
I agree. I think he is heart and soul of the station.
He's in the family.
He's in the family.
Yeah. In the meantime, Mace, I'll have you know I recently went to see a yacht rock band called Yachtly Crew. Oh yeah.
They sound good.
Oh yeah. Everybody was wearing captain's hats. It was quite a show, man.
We should mention that if you just tuned in, we had a really extensive, up close and personal conversation with Tristan Thompson just a couple of minutes ago. Sorry you missed it. You missed it.
Exclusive interview with Tristan Thompson. An exclusive.
You got to say hi to him. That was basically the interview.
I wish I could have asked about the Ice in the Veins celebration, how much he loves it.
You want me to ask him?
Yeah, please do, George.
When he's done warming up, I'll ask him.
Excellent.
Okay.
Now, you were going to get out the radio whiteboard and tell us what the adjustment to the adjustment was going to be.
Okay, so I think the adjustment to the adjustment is this. So let's just kind of like use your imagination for a second. So the adjustment they made was put Rui Hachimura on Nikola Jokic, right? So he's guarding him. AD is in theory guarding Aaron Gordon, but he's really playing off of Aaron Gordon.
Kind of roaming down in the paint, right?
Right. He's playing free safety because he doesn't feel like Aaron Gordon is much of a threat outside of near the basket. So if he's going to be outside, then AD can roam a little bit. But the adjustment there, if I'm Michael Malone, and not that I'm some sort of, head coach or anything, is I just put Aaron Gordon as the screen setter and then make Hachimura and AD choose who's going to guard Jokic in that scenario. I just think you put Aaron Gordon more in the pick and roll with Jokic. And they do have a really good two-man game that they've played this season a number of times. So it's not something that's foreign to them. They use that throughout the season this year. So my guess is you'll see more of that.
What's the adjustment to the adjustment to the adjustment?
Well, if that you basically have to tell. I mean, at that point, if the question for Darvin becomes, are you going to switch those? Which means then AD is one-on-one with Jokic off the switch, or are you going to let Rui get caught up in that? Are you going to make Rui kind of try to get over the screen in that scenario and keep him there so that way AD can still kind of, in theory, also contest and float? You know what I mean? Kind of, he can cover the ground of getting to Gordon if he does roll, because AD is the more athletic of the two, right? So that's the question. I don't know the answer to that, but my guess is that you would try to keep Rui on Jokic, even despite the screen, and let AD try to recover if he needs to.
So
that's my guess.
Sedano doesn't know the answer, but I'm sure, Cappy, you do.
Well, Mace, you want me to simplify what Sedano just said?
Sure.
I mean, really, what you want is you want Jokic to play outside, and you want to have Rui defend him. Because the fact of the matter is AD didn't do some spectacular job. Remember on Tuesday I was saying to you that AD was so athletic, and look what he did against Steph Curry. and how he adjusted Steph Curry's shot. And what did George come back with? Yeah, but you're looking at a guy who's taller, so who's going to shoot over him. So it didn't exactly work out so well for AD to be outside the three-point line in particular and away from the basket. What the Lakers want defensively is they want AD to be closer to the basket and control what's going on inside the paint. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to take your risk with Rui playing defense on Jokic outside of the paint area. Does that make sense?
God, between the two of you, it's like I'm watching the game.
Yeah, I know. But that's not exactly what they're going to do.
Right.
But
the Cappy part isn't right.
Of course.
Sedano part's correct.
I don't think that's. I mean, I guess that could happen, but I don't see that. I mean, what you're basically saying is if Nikola Jokic gets in the screen action, like what I'm saying is Gordon's going to set the screen. So that means either you're saying that Jokic is going to pop outside and not go to the back. Is that what you're saying, Cappy?
I'm saying that when Jokic is outside, you would rather have Rui on him, and you'd like to be able to keep AD free to A, protect the paint, and B, rebound defensively.
That was definitely one of the things that Sedano said, and I think you nailed it.
You hear that, Sedano? You hear that?
Okay. I was just trying to be clear. I wanted to be clear. By the way, I've seen Trudell. He's got some really nice kicks today. He's got like he's got a navy blue suit, white shirt, red tie, and then white and red Jordans on today.
Oh, he's gone all red, white, and blue. He's gone very presidential today.
He just kind of popped over for a second, gave me a quick fist bump. He's now sitting next to Cappy's nemesis, Dave McMiniman. Yeah, So
what about you? What are you styling up today, Sedano?
So I've got a blue blazer with purple stripes on it.
Nice.
So I got both teams, purple and blue.
Nice.
I got a pink and blue tie, a pink tie with small little blue dots. Also a similar pocket square, blue pants, and then beige and white Jordan 1s today.
Interesting.
What about, did you say the color of the shirt?
Oh, blue shirt, baby blue shirt.
And then does the tie and the pocket square, do they match?
They do, yes.
Wow.
Of course. He sometimes, Mase, he will text our group chat and ask, like, should I wear this tie with this jacket or these shoes? Like, sometimes, we give him the outfit advice. And
Mace, you hear the closeness that goes on here? I mean, we're dressing George for these games.
While he's shopping for them.
So
for radio.
Linz, you kind of style him?
We all do.
Yeah.
It's a group collective effort. I mean, for the most part, George does a great job of styling himself, but I think it's more so when he's, like, picking out clothes.
Yeah.
He asks our opinion. Like,
that's what I need. I need a stylist.
Oh, I do too. TikTok.
TikTok has a stylist?
It's great. Like, there's tons of outfit
Oh, they
ideas
show
on
you
there.
stuff on there. By the way, I did pick out my Mandy Awards outfit.
Can you share it?
Nope.
Okay, I just don't want to walk in the same thing.
Yeah, don't worry. No chance.
You're sure of this?
No chance. Zero.
Boy, it'd be terribly embarrassing if
it
you and I
would be
show up.
embarrassing if we show, especially, it would be doubly embarrassing, yes.
You know what? In fact, better yet, don't show it to me.
I'm not going to.
Just in case we inadvertently show up wearing the same thing.
It would be funny.
Yeah, but gosh, let's hope not.
Yeah, I think there's no chance.
Doesn't really matter because whatever I wear, I'm wearing. I'm not wearing a shirt,
which is just weird.
No, this is the way the NBA players do their thing. They come walking into the arena, really cool pair of pants, nice jacket, no shirt, dope ass sunglasses. That's going to be me at the Mandy's. Here we all say we don't have style. We don't have style. I'm looking at what real style is. I'm copying what I see.
Sedano, does it sound right to you?
Yeah, if Cappy thinks he can
pull that off,
make it work, go ahead, Cappy.
Yeah, I say Cappy, give it a try.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Listen, you're going to see my belly. You're going to see my hairy chest where there's some gray hairs growing in here and there.
If it doesn't work, there's always Mandy's 3.
True, and there's
right,
also
exactly.
there's also a costume change that happens along
Get
the way.
Get out of here. You're not doing a costume change.
I did last year. I will this year.
Did you really?
Yes.
What are you, friggin' Diana Ross? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, that's who he is. That's who you're dealing with.
That's right.
He's a diva.
Diana Ross.
You're a diva.
That's me, Diana Ross.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, Michael Malone got a little sassy yesterday in his media availability about this series. You have sassy stats. Well, the coach got sassy too, Mase. We'll get to that in a second. But first, let me tell people about our friend Mase, Jacob and Ronnie.
Yeah.
What a weekend of basketball, obviously, and the NBA playoffs are always exciting. And now we've got 4 teams vying for the trophy.
Yes.
You know who's always winning?
I'm going to say Jacob and Ronnie.
Yeah, because he's always getting ready for the next battle. That's right, our guy Jacob. And if you think about it, if you've been injured in a car accident, truck accident, slip or fall at the store, or even a rideshare accident, whatever it is, it would feel like you lost the game in that scenario.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it. The accident is only for the first 5 minutes of the game. So you got to call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB and get the free consultation and then let him handle everything else for you at that point. Jacob and his team will start making those baskets for you on your behalf, grabbing the boards, and then getting some defensive stops against your insurance company to provide you the victory that you deserve.
And if he has to, he'll make an adjustment.
Of course, whether it's a game-to-game adjustment or one of the micro adjustments in-game.
Yes.
So remember, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Man, you call Jacob, he'll win for you. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com. Mace, you and I should do this together more often. All right, we're back in 2 minutes.
Playoff Crosstalk you Thursday. It is National Cheese Souffle Day. How about that? Plus, happy 77th birthday, Reggie Jackson. And on this day, back in 2013, 10 years ago, the #1 hit, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, featuring Ray Dalton. Who knew Ray Dalton was part of this? Yes, indeed, Can't Hold Us. Super Playoff Crosstalk continues right now.
You not singing along with this, Cappy?
You know, this is a hard song to sing along to, Mase. My shoulders are bouncing back and forth.
It does have some bounce to it, yeah.
But it's a hard song to sing.
Well, it's also hard to hit the notes, I think, that Macklemore hits in that song, too.
Mac. He goes by Mac.
And then the speed, he throws a lot of different pitches, right? You know what I mean? Like when he's doing this song. So there's that, too. By the way, guys, AD now warming up out here in front of me.
Is he going to come over and say hi?
No.
I don't want him to. I'll be honest with you. I want him laser focused. I do not want him on the radio right now.
I did lose. Sorry, Lindsay. Tristan left while I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't get a chance to ask him about the ice in the veins thing.
Dang
he wanted me to ask. Next time I see him, I'll ask him. I'll just report
what is AD got cooking tonight with his hair?
Same he's always had, just the rose.
Okay. No, I just wanted to know because I like it when he's got it real tight.
He does have it look tight today.
What does that even mean, Cappy? Like
it
you
means
saying
like
that.
at times during the season he's had different hairdos, but now he's been going with the very tight rose, and I like that.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like that look.
Speaking of tight, some felt that maybe the Denver got a little tight in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
the other
seemed
night.
like it. Yeah, a little tight.
Yeah, and Michael Malone took exception to all the chatter about, well, the Lakers have figured something out. So, Linz and Jorge, if we have that commentary from Malone at yesterday's press availabilities, let me hear that, because I'm curious to hear what the guys think.
You know, there's this kind of discussion being based that, like, even though the Lakers lost, you know, they're walking out of here last night like they think they've got something. I'll bet you every red penny I have that Darvin Ham would rather be up 1-0 than down 0-1. So for us to be able to watch film after a win and show all the things that we did poorly is a great situation to be in.
That's what I told you yesterday, Cappy. Like, I felt like that would be his approach to it. And apparently, you know, that's how he feels, too. So,
what's a red penny?
I mean, pennies used to be red, if you remember.
Did they?
Well, I mean, that coppery color, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that a normal expression? I would bet every red penny in my pocket.
I bet every red cent. I bet every red dollar.
Yeah. That's absolutely a cent.
New to me.
That's real. No, that's a real thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's from the 1920s, Mace.
Yeah.
It's the Bay's knees.
It's from the 20s.
You see?
It's from before your time.
Walked into a gin joint. I spent a red penny.
In the meantime, you know, he does come off as like sounding a bit testy, as if to say, wait a second, hold on a second. He's coming off as saying, so we got out to this massive lead. We kind of took our focus away from the game. I'm paraphrasing. This is the way I hear things.
Of course, it's always about your interpretation.
Right. They made this big comeback. And what? Now the Lakers think they got us figured out because they made some big comeback and we had to just kind of hang on to win?
He's talking about the Lakers. He's talking about the media who's saying that.
Well, what I'm saying is, though, is that, of course he's right. Of course Darvin Ham would rather be up 1-0 than down 0-1. But where I think he's wrong is that if you're the Lakers, you should feel like, hey, look, we came out, got off to a bad start. They were home. They were rested. They're fit here in the altitude. Their crowd was going crazy. We got blitzed. We made this massive comeback in the second half. You know what? Kind of don't feel so bad about things. Looking forward to game 2. I don't know what he's so upset about.
I mean, listen, if you're the guy who won the game, you're all you're hearing is the other team is in great shape when they're down 0-1. Like, I could understand like his position on that. You don't?
I do.
He sounds a little overly defensive to me.
Well, I don't think he's overly defensive. I think that's him. Like, that's his personality. It's always been his personality.
Yeah,
You're just getting it for the first time because you don't watch the Nuggets very often.
No, I hardly ever see the Nuggets.
Right.
Hardly
So
ever see them.
But that's all I'm saying is like that's true to him. Like that is not because of what's happening.
I was thinking
now.
a lot of people saw Jokic. I mean, because he's in the Western Conference Final, all that stuff. Casual fans saw Jokic for the first time the other night.
Oh,
Well,
I think so too. Right. I mean, because obviously the numbers in the bubble weren't great because they were playing it in the middle of a football season and baseball was also trying to play or whatever. Maybe not baseball. I don't even remember anymore the timeline. But
the bubble, I don't even remember.
Yeah, but to your point, yeah, Mace, I think a lot of people these playoffs are watching Jokic for the first time going like, oh, yeah. Now I get why he's a 2-time MVP.
Right. Like I've heard about him, but I never really saw him play, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing him play. So, yeah, I'm with you 100% on that, Mace. And I think that, by the way, is why, as this season has gone on, and while most, I'll call them casual fans, meaning they're not zoned in on the Denver Nuggets, most casual fans did not respect the Nuggets and their number one seed. You know, a lot of people were like, oh, well, it's, the Nuggets. I'm not really so afraid of the Nuggets. Yeah, they had a 2-time MVP. But as Michael Malone has said multiple times during these postseason, yes, we were the number one seed. Yes, we had a great regular season, but we haven't won anything here yet. That's why we don't get the respect. That's why, Mace, when you look at the Denver Nuggets, you're not looking at them like the number one seed. You're looking at them for all these years of just being mediocre, really. And people look at the Cincinnati Bengals, but you got to remember, they're not the Cincinnati Bengals anymore.
Right. Yeah, that is not a mediocre team, I'll tell you that way. And they're a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
Yep, I think. But
Mike
George,
Trudell.
but George,
grab that for a second.
All right, but George, you've been saying this all year, and very few of us were really listening at the time. Now all of a sudden the Lakers are playing the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and we're all having to listen. You've been saying all year. You guys are underestimating them.
Yeah, thank you, Cappy. I appreciate the love.
I heard
Mike
you.
Trudell, Mason says he is surprised at how good the Nuggets are playing. He underestimated them. Your thoughts?
Well, I do think, Mace, that's about as well as they can play in Game 1. I thought they kind of approached Game 1.
I disagree.
They approached Game 1 like Game 7. Now, they can play better defensively, George. But
that's why.
But offensively. But here's their problem defensively in this series, though. Jokic at the 5. That's the thing. Like, as great as he is, that's still the area of vulnerability for them.
Yeah, they give up 69% of the rim. That's always been their problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the matchups are going to switch around tonight, though. And it's going to help both teams defensively.
Yeah. You got any questions for Trudell, guys?
So, Michael, first of all, where'd you guys have dinner last night?
But John never said, and I didn't say.
Oh,
because if John didn't say, I didn't say. So it's up to you if you want to say.
Apparently, a top secret location.
Yeah, just a nice hotel at where we're staying, a restaurant at the hotel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And, there you go.
Yeah.
That's more
Did
detail than
Sliwa
George
fit
gave us.
in with the crowd?
You know, I thought Sliwa did a really nice job at the meal because Sliwa hasn't been to this dinner setting with this group before, and he kind of he was quiet.
Yeah,
he did a lot of listening. And then I started to try and bring him into the
You
conversation
did.
more. And by the way, and I did ask him a couple of questions about ranking hosts. I will not say.
Thank you.
Come on,
because
no.
I did text him. I did text him, and I asked him, "Are you okay
off record
if we review your host rankings?" And he says he prefers we don't.
No. And
really?
I will not. I preceded the question by saying this is off the record.
Yes.
Just amongst friends here. So
Correct.
I will not share that on the air.
And I will not either because he has said he would prefer not to.
Okay, but I
I
have
will
a
get it
question.
out of him. I will get it out of him during early crosstalk.
Well, I
sure.
said to Mace, Mace, you would be pleasantly surprised.
And apparently
That was
I
my
would be
only
very
hint.
disappointed.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said you asked me if you would be pleasantly surprised, and I said,
No comment.
Okay, all right.
comment on that.
Wow, this
Right.
is
You know what I'm
this
saying?
sounds like I'm in for some serious sleep pain.
You are. You're
You
in
know?
for some pain, unfortunately. Maybe like the Nuggets tonight. Who knows?
Well, I sure hope so. I mean, listen, Mike, I keep telling George, Game 1, first half, altitude, crowd, emotion, rest, all these things, you come out and you blitz the Lakers, but the Lakers wind up returning the favor and scoring 72 in the second half. I think that's a much more representative half than the first. And I think the Lakers are coming back tonight to win this game.
No, I mean, look, the Lakers are really good. Okay, so they absolutely can win.
Newsflash.
The only thing, but I still think that nationally, right?
What up, Coach?
I don't think
Good to see you.
I don't
Coach
think the Lakers
who?
are quite seen in the light as to what they are with the guys that they have around LeBron and AD. But guess what? Denver is also very good. I just think like the what we're going to see today, and Cappy, yes, the second half, like you give the Lakers credit for that, but also Denver took their foot off the pedal a little bit. That's what happens when you go up 20, and so I think that allowed the gap to get closed a little bit more than it might have had they stayed locked in. So I think Denver can use the motivation in a different way. Like, hey, we won, but here's what the Lakers did in the second half to adjust, and we have to come out with the same energy, blah, blah, blah. So to me, it's less about the energy portion. I think that favored Denver in that, but that can't be recreated again in the series until someone's like facing elimination. So now it really does come down to more execution and matchups. And I think that when that breaks down ultimately, it's what do the Lakers do with Jokic? Well, they have a plan for that. We saw some of it.
Yep.
And then how does Denver adjust to what the Lakers were doing, which was getting great shots all over the court, even early in the game. They just weren't running back in transition. So like,
correct. By the way, you mentioned they were not getting back in transition, especially early.
But the
in
Lakers
that
are bad in transition. That's
they
their
are.
one weakness.
Their
on
transition defense is not
sometimes
good.
So you got to qualify the bad though. So the bad in transition is more like LeBron in year 20. Right, like AD having to do so much on defense. Those two, not necessarily.
Well, what do the numbers say?
Well,
they're bad in transition.
How are they in Game 6?
I mean, that's one game.
It's not. How are they in Game?
But Michael, what I'm
4?
telling you is the totality of the numbers we have show us they are a poor transition defense.
Yes, so exactly. But the purpose of analytics is so that we can then also bring in
when in doubt,
reality.
Zoom out.
And so the Lakers will not be bad in transition every game because
no,
they will lock
of course
in
not.
And that's my point though. It's an effort and an energy thing. So LeBron and AD don't have 7 games of transition defense in them, but they certainly have 4, and that's what we've seen. Of course,
we're about to find out.
Yeah,
if that's the case. I love your tie shoe combo today.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, what do you got going there, Trudell?
Well, we got a little pinstripe blue suit. We got some red and white J's with a red tie and a red pocket square.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Do you put a lot of time into figuring it out, styling yourself?
No, honestly, I mean, at this point, I've got so many ties at this point, and so it's I start with the shoes, and then I then I go to the tie.
Yeah.
Build from there.
Whichever suit fits that best.
Correct.
So, like, the whole process, like the hard part is when we're prepping for like a 6-game road trip.
Right.
And then I'm like, all right,
100%.
I'm only going to bring 2 or 3 suits.
Hey, Rob, how are you?
Which one of these will line up? What's up?
Hi, Rob.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Cappy and Mase say hi. Okay, you didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
That's the trick, right? It's the 6. But I got it down at this point. I've been doing that part since 2008.
Yeah.
So
you know what? We can ask the general manager what do you think. Rob, what do you think of Mike's fit today? Give it a letter grade. I think he looks good.
Thanks, Rob.
I agree. See, he likes it too.
Nice.
So
Hey,
there you
Rob.
go.
All right, I'm going to go listen
Hi,
to
Rob.
Mike Malone's pregame presser.
Okay. I will catch
Hey,
you
Mike
guys.
Trudell. Hey, Mike. Before you go, just really quickly, we watch you all year long on Spectrum Sportsnet. Where should we be watching? Right now,
after the games.
Well, pre and post. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Pre and post still goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the
Okay.
game, and then post game we go for an hour after.
All right.
So
Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Thank you for
Thank you,
that.
Michael.
Everybody. All right,
Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Mike.
I got to go too, actually, because I got to go talk to Michael Malone soon. So you guys are on your own for Radio Tinder.
Oh,
All
God.
right?
Okay,
Oh,
good.
we're
Now
doing
I can
Radio Tinder?
tell everybody all the good basketball stuff I know.
Okay, good. Coming up next.
Lindsay will have Radio Tinder, but Cappy, tell them about Coors before you go.
Be my absolute pleasure. Hey, look, here's the one thing I want to start off by saying about Coors Light is, first of all, the days are getting longer. So like right now, you can see, perfect sunny skies, right? But it'll be 7:30 tonight. We'll still have sunshine. It'll be great because summer is right around the corner. And right now, I want to tell everybody that Coors Light and the Angels are keeping California chill all season long. Just 2 weeks ago, during Cinco de Mayo, we got done with that event, and then we went over to the Angels game. And I got to tell Angel fans, I was super impressed. I kind of think I get caught up in down the Padres got a big fan base, and the Dodgers got a huge fan. Dude, the Angels fan base is for real. So right now, you have a chance to win the ultimate Angels prize pack, game tickets, that super cool Coors Light Angels Hawaiian shirt, and of course, icy cold Coors Light. Just go to keepingcachill.com, keepingcachill.com. Use the keyword Angels for your chance to win all these cool Angels prizes from Coors Light. That's Keeping CA Chill, keyword Angels, and it's all presented by Icy Cold Coors Light.
The home of Lakers basketball.
Playoff Crosstalk. Yes, Gino Vanelli. I just want to stop. Super Playoff Crosstalk continues right now.
I just want Yacht Rock to stop.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
I love Yacht Rock. Oh, shame.
Gee, man,
Shame.
like that, huh? You pulled the plug on it. Okay.
Pulled the plug on it.
Wow. All right. Well, Sedano and Cap, along with Mase. And a final segment before we hand things off to Slee, who is now officially in the league. He's on the road. He's in Denver. He's being invited to all these cool dinners. He doesn't have to pay. Slee's the man all of a sudden. But, Mase, are you ready to play a little radio Tinder?
You know, I've not gotten to do it in a really long time. I've missed it.
Yeah,
Mace.
ever since you kicked me off the show, Mace.
Oh, I did not kick you off the show. That's a urban myth.
Okay.
Well, you know, this is the award-winning, the Mandy Award-winning Radio Tinder.
Yes, it is.
Presented by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. All right, Lindsay Baseball, let's have it.
Cap, you're supposed to say, take it away, Producer Lindsay.
Take it away, Producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Cappy. All right, so, hungry Germans, craving a sausage in the dead of night, because, you know, that happens all the time, are increasingly turning to vending machines for their bratwurst, brockwurst, and barbecue meats. These vending machines are booming outside German cities where shops are less likely to stay open late. There's a strong development towards the vending machine, which is used to deliver meat, milk, eggs, and other products to customers outside of, like, core, busier areas. And unusual vending machines have been growing in popularity internationally, especially in Japan, where they've been known to sell everything from sake to underwear. If you could have any one thing in the vending machine here at work, what would you pick, Cappy?
Protein shakes.
Got a special flavor or anything? Brand?
I don't know the name of the brand, but I do have this like pre-packaged chocolate banana protein shake that I buy in the grocery store. And the reason I say that is because every time I'm looking at our vending products, like in the radio station, I look at the Twinkies and I think, who eats Twinkies?
That's why they're still there.
Yeah, and then I look at like the trail mix and I'm like, I don't really want the trail mix right now. And I'm just looking for something that's not chips, something that's just like a little bit healthy that I can get from a vending machine. I want a protein shake.
I don't want anything healthy from a vending machine. Vending machines are not for healthy stuff. Give me a vanilla cream donut in my vending machine. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, Mace, it's funny, though, because if you go to an airport now, you'll find that there are vending machines with, like, turkey sandwiches.
I know.
And I'm like, I don't want a turkey sandwich from a vending machine.
In Japan, they do sushi in vending machines. I'm like, I would not buy vending machine sushi. That's worse than 7-Eleven sushi.
Sprinkles or one of the big cupcake, Buddies cupcakes, whatever. They have those in the airport.
I've seen those,
Yeah, they have them in Vegas. Like, they have makeup, too. A lot of weird ones in the airport, I feel like. Greg, what about you?
Greg, are you alert?
Yes, I'm here. No, I just was down. It's okay.
Right,
he wasn't talking.
I was trying to talk. It just wasn't going
across.
Are you
alert?
What's up, Bergie?
I want something healthy. I have something called the That's It bar, where it's just apple and mango, and that's it. That's it.
I've seen those. Like
they're so good.
It's like 3 cashews, 2 oranges.
No. It's a bar.
Yeah.
And it's just apple and mango squished together, and I eat it every morning. It's fantastic. That's what I would want in my vending machine.
That's it.
I've had those before, and I'm trying to remember of how I came across them. They were in like a snack box or something I got.
Yeah. And they're delicious.
I
like them. You don't got to like them. I like them.
All right, next one. So for the low price of just $1.
Can I just ask a question?
You don't want to know what I want on my vending machine?
Wow.
That's cool. That's all right.
Wow.
Go. Yes, I do want you to answer, but you never answer, Jorge, so you know.
Do you not use the radio Tinder sound anymore?
I do, but you know, I don't have, Mace. Swipe left or swipe right. Do you like vending machines, Mace?
I swipe right. I love a good vending machine.
Sometimes I have to mix it up and ask an open-ended question.
Oh, I
you know?
see. I'm sorry, I screwed that up.
It's okay. You didn't screw anything up. It's okay. It's been a while, since you kicked me off the show.
Yeah.
Right, since you kicked her off the show.
Urban
Right.
Exactly.
legend.
All right, so for the low price of $1 per minute, Snapchat star Karen Marjorie will be your girlfriend, sort of. The 23-year-old influencer who has 2 million followers on Snapchat used OpenAI GPT technology to create Karen AI, an artificial intelligence version of herself. She already has more than 1,000, quote, boyfriends paying her $1 a minute to chat. In just 1 week of beta testing, she says that she's earned $72,000 from her AI doppelganger.
Wow.
1 week.
Wow.
So instead of having you swipe here, where do you guys come out on this AI girlfriend thing?
Oh, I'm all for it.
You would be, Cappy.
In
What do
what
you
way?
mean?
For what reason?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Mase. Thank you so much. I'm all for it from the entrepreneurial standpoint. This young lady has beaten everybody to the punch. I don't need 1 minute girlfriends. Okay? I don't need that. And I don't even.
You don't need no 1 minute girl?
Hell to the nah. But what I do like is that she's come up with this thing. It seems dumb. And everybody's like, for $1, what the hell? Let me just give it a try. And the next thing you know, this girl made $70,000 this past week.
So I go at it from the perspective of somebody who is actually signing up for $1 a month, which I think is
No. $1 a minute,
$1
Mace.
Oh God,
$1 a minute to chat with your girlfriend.
Okay, here's
but
what
your
I would say.
GPT.
Some people can't get a real girlfriend, and I'm in favor of people having pretend girlfriends if they don't have a real one. So even if, what would it cost to take a girlfriend to dinner? Probably
$70 to $100.
Yeah,
$70.
Oh,
so
that's
you would
getting out
spend
cheap.
$70 to $100 on your girlfriend, even if she's virtual.
You know, it's actually probably good practice for guys who can't get girls.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, just talk to this computer-generated girl for like 5 minutes, cost you $5, practice. Like, try things that you're going to say to a real girl.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, I recently listened to this true crime podcast about this guy who was chatting with a girl online and spent so much money. He basically cleared out his family's entire savings, mortgaged their house, and then in the end, when his family made him break up with her, he killed them all, and it was horrible.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Jeez,
it's
Lindsay.
crazy.
My
It's a crazy
goodness.
story.
Talk about
That
sucking
story
the air out of
took
the
a
room.
turn for
I
the
know,
worse.
I know. It's
There's
crazy.
only a couple minutes left. Let's get
It's
into something
crazy.
positive.
So I just want to say that, like, maybe if this guy had Karen AI, none of that stuff would have happened.
There you go.
Wow,
You know?
that's horrible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a rough story.
Well, to end on a lighter note, Mace, this was something we talked about a couple days ago in, I think it was What You Need to Know. There's this dog that just became the new oldest dog in the world. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, guess how old the oldest dog in the world is right now.
27.
You don't want to know what I think about the AI girl?
No, I don't. I don't, Jorge.
9.
No, we don't know her. I'll say 27.
Okay. Anyone else want to take a guess? Jorge, you want to take a guess how old the oldest living dog is?
No, he ain't.
32.
You're very close. Very, very close, Bergie.
I think 27's probably close.
31.
Oh, it's close.
Yes.
Mace, you know how old that is in human life?
Yeah, Cap did the math.
210?
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, you really knew that in your head that quickly?
7 times 3 is 21.
Oh, okay.
Add a
okay,
0.
okay. I'm just so bad at math.
Apparently
you
it's
imagine?
7
Can you
years
imagine?
and then 4 after that.
Yeah.
This dog is 210 years old.
Now, my dog is 17 as of the 4th of July, which I consider to be pretty old.
I would be very proud if I were you, because if you have a dog living that long, you're doing a lot right.
Yeah. No, she's done great. I don't think I want her. This is a terrible thing to say, but she's already I don't think I want her to be 31.
Well, that's what I was going to
31,
ask you.
I think is too old.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. But Bobby, for all intents and purposes, he's a very active dog. He lives in Portugal. His life is, they said that the reason for his longevity is he lives a very stress-free, healthy life. He gets to kind of like roam wherever he wants. He also only eats people food. So if you had like a healthy dog, they said obviously he's getting a little older, he's got some arthritis, but if your dog was going to be healthy, would you want your dog to live to be 31?
If I knew Sophie was going to be healthy till the age of 31, would I want her to live? Absolutely. But I already see signs. She's already on more medications than the average dog.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable that a dog could live like almost my entire lifetime already.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
insane.
I know, but if you told me I could have Jack the Frenchie live until he's 31.
You'd say
he's,
no because he's a pain in your ass.
He's 8 years old. No. I'd say yes. You know why?
So you can get in the Guinness Book of World Records?
No, I'm going to get in the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest fingernails eventually.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
That's
kind
a
of the
terrible
one.
record.
No, that's kind of the one I was thinking about. But I can't imagine life without this dog. And I can't imagine what my kid's reaction would be the day this dog is no longer here. So I want this dog to live forever.
That's how I feel. I feel you, Cap. Well, yeah, fun times. Thanks for doing Radio Tinder,
Fun times. That was great.
There you go.
Thanks
for putting up with it.
Thanks
Wait,
for having
you
me
don't wanna
back.
know
I
about my
love
dog?
Radio Tinder. What?
You don't want to know about my dog?
Anything?
Okay. We don't got time.
You don't
All
have a
right.
dog.
Tequila Mandala.
Yeah.
Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium sipping tequila made from the finest mature agaves, available wherever fine tequilas are sold, or visit tequilamandala.com. Up your game and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. All right, we're just moments away now from handing off to Slee in Denver. Mase, prediction time. What do you got for tonight's game?
I think the Lakers win, and I think they win comfortably. I think they win by like 10 points tonight.
Okay.
Give me like 118-108.
All right, 118-108. Bergie.
Yes.
Who wins tonight?
Lakers by 15.
Oh, another comfortable victory.
120 to 105.
Nice.
Okay. Vote for Jorge. Who's going to win tonight?
Lakers by 9.
By 9. Yes,
100
exactly.
to 109.
By 9, right. LB, baseball? What do you say about basketball?
You know what I'm going to say.
What are you going to say?
Well, for the Lakers to win in 6, they have to win tonight, so.
All right, so we're all going to
We're
take the
all
Lakers.
taking the Go figure.
Yep.
Flagship radio station of the Lakers, an entire room full of people picking the Lakers.
Exactly
That's
right.
an upset.
It is time to go to Lakers basketball. Tip-off tonight, just a little after 5:30. Slee's coming up. We're all back tomorrow for our regular time slot for the entire Mishbucha. Let's get this Laker victory tonight. We're all back tomorrow. Peace!